The story of one of the greatest concerts in history returns to the Jubilee Auditorium November 27th. Step back in time before, during, and after this iconic Johnny Cash performance. You'll relive an event that changed the life of Johnny Cash and changed music forever. Tickets at Ticketmaster.ca and the Jubilee box office. Brought to you by Stars and Stories Live.
Get the inside scoop for your team on Fantasy Frenzy with Halley and Douglas on Sports 1440.
Presented by Will Hawk Beef Jerky, home of Alberta's best beef jerky.
Good morning. Thank you for tuning in to Fantasy Frenzy here on Sports 1440, brought to you by Will Hawk Beef Jerky, home of Alberta's best beef jerky, online at willhawkbeefjerky.com. Connor Halley, Brandon Douglas, Sam Wilness, and Josh Fenwick with you here from the Sports 1440 studios in West Edmonton Mall. Text lines 1-833-401-1440. On the topic of Will Hawk, I reached out to Trent last night. Did you know they do ground beef and steaks? No, it was burgers.
Mm-hmm.
Burgers.
Ground beef and patties.
So I reached out to Trent. I'm like, hey, how do I get some of this ground beef? I like ground beef, good for tacos and pasta sauce, chili. So I reached out. So I got to talk to the people here. If you guys want to do a group order, we might get a drop off tomorrow.
Wow.
But we got to place our orders.
Get your orders in now. Can I just, in lieu of that, can I just have my order be beef jerky?
I think so.
All right.
Well, it's your order. You're paying for it.
I know, but I don't know if they're only bringing, apparently when you order furniture sometimes and they're like the space in the truck is designated because sometimes they'll take away your old furniture for you.
Yeah.
But it's only 1 for 1. For example, if you get a couch delivered, they won't take away an old mattress. They will take away your old couch because the space in the truck is designated.
Yeah.
And that's understandable. So I didn't know if it was maybe the same case for this Will Hawk delivery order to our studio.
Don't think so. I don't think so.
All right, good. Well, I might get some jerky.
We'll get some jerky too.
I'm jonesing for it.
Oh man, so darn good. Speaking of so darn good, how about those Edmonton Oilers? 2 straight wins. Shaking your head a little bit with the so darn good part, but they got the 2 points. Once again, Mr. Jack Roslovic coming through clutch. Cool to see Savoy out there with the game on the line. Great feed. Roslovic makes no mistake. Stuart Skinner, again, big save before that happened. And shout out to the replay booth. Shout out to, was it Matt Duchesne? He went 4 feet offside and they allowed the goal.
4 feet, try like 9.
Shout out to that because that was a close play. If you're Tippett, curious what you're thinking. Obviously, Flyers probably won the game. 20 some odd seconds left, and that goal is disallowed. Good eye in the sky watching out, and the Edmonton Oilers take advantage in overtime. Win their second straight. They'll be in action tonight, now taking on the Columbus Blue Jackets. But Duke, a 1-1 game. I know not a lot of people love betting the under, but that was a prime candidate for it. The stingy defense of the Philadelphia Flyers, a team that doesn't score a lot of goals either. And that was kind of a prototypical game. Oilers got off to the 1-0 lead. Flyers tied up, and they get the job done in overtime. All in all, not going to be in the business of criticizing wins right now. This team needs to start stacking them up as much as possible.
It's a fair point, and we talked about it yesterday. Like when you set on this road trip and try and forecast what is a successful road trip, these 2 points were a big part of that, right? That this is a team that, hey, going into last night's slate, they were in a playoff spot. But I think when we assess the Flyers on a bigger picture level, we don't really necessarily expect them to be there come season's end. So, and on paper, is an inferior opponent, and it wasn't pretty because the Oilers did really dominate long stretches of this game from a possession standpoint. They got shots on, and Vladar made some good saves, but it was kind of weird because I did feel like it was still a lot of just around the perimeter, not a ton of infiltration. And you had guys going to the net at times, even getting penalties for it in the case of, I think it was Trent Frederick, right? On the goal interference call. So,
and then Matthias Janmark
for
something,
giving him the business. That's an encouraging sign, actually, even if it didn't necessarily result in the best situation of being shorthanded, because at least there's a willingness there. And that's something that has been a big, or has been lacking from this team's repertoire, is getting to the inside and going to the net. So didn't necessarily result in anything in those specific circumstances, but there are some encouraging signs, I think, with this Oilers team maybe ready to turn a corner here as they continue to embark on this, season-long road trip.
Yeah, so right now, with games in hand, they are tied with the LA Kings for a second spot in the Pacific, 3 points back of your Anaheim Ducks, who are 8-2 in their last 10, despite losing their last game. Well, I mean, they're on a 1-game losing streak, so
it's not great.
It's not ideal. Hopefully, they'll turn it around. But yes, pretty dang good. Plus 14 goal differential for the LA Ducks. Really good at home. Still pretty good on the road. They have as many wins on the road as they have games played at home.
Wow, so they've been road warriors here.
Ducks fly together. Stick together?
They fly together.
They fly together. 100%. When it comes to the statistics side for the NHL playoffs or NHL regular season, Connor McDavid, we know he's going to be making his pursuit for the lead in points. But Nathan MacKinnon right now leading the way, 32, followed by the young guns, Leo Carlsson, Connor Bedard, and Macklin Celebrini, 26 points apiece. Connor McDavid right there with 25. So I would say odds are he's probably going to catch them and surpass them at some point, except for Leo Carlsson. For your sake, I'll say that. Nathan MacKinnon, though, 6 points up.
Well, he had like 12 points in 3 games. Like,
was it 9 in 2 games?
Yeah, and built himself a nice little cushion there atop the standings.
Nate, take it easy.
You chill, man.
Have a cheeseburger. He doesn't eat junk food, does he?
No.
He and Cale Makar, right?
He's pretty hardcore on that. I think he transitioned Makar to that life.
He made him that way.
He built him in a lab.
This kid's good. Played in the AJ. We'll convert him to my diet.
Yeah.
The NM. What's his number?
29.
And NM29, like the TB12 diet.
Right. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm picking up.
That's what I'm going with. McKinnon's been unbelievable since the game against the Oilers on Saturday, where he had 4 points. Followed that up with a 5-point performance against the Canucks. 5 goals in the game for the Colorado Avalanche. He had 2, assisted on the other 3. And then in the win over the Ducks on Tuesday, he had 3 helpers. So yeah, Nathan MacKinnon playing some very good puck right now. Also today on the show, Mike Dussault is going to join us. He is a content producer for Patriots.com. Hey, shout out to Sam Wilness, his first guest booked for the Sports 1440 universe.
Way to go, Sam.
Working on guest number 2 today for the Gregor show tomorrow, but we'll talk to Mike about the New England Patriots. Pre and post game show as well. He works a part of it, and I'm looking forward to this because the New England Patriots
are a good team.
Or is this my urge to slander the Patriots? And it's out of respect because they used to put a beat down on the league for so long. But yeah, you're right. Like, man, Drake May. I didn't think he'd be this good this quick. I thought could he get there? Yes. Could it be this fast?
You were a bit of a doubter.
I still have doubts. They beat the Bills, but so did the Dolphins.
Yeah. Turns out that all of a sudden that win on the Patriots resume takes a step back a little bit. It's like, yeah, the Patriots haven't played anybody good. Hey, they beat the Bills. It's like, yeah, but are the Bills bad?
The Bills,
we're all of a sudden a little unsure on them.
They lost they beat the Ravens, but then the Ravens sucked for a while.
That's true.
So yeah, you look at the Patriots though. Like, you can only play the teams in front of you. You beat Tampa, that's a good win. Snuck past Atlanta, not a bad win. Beat up on Cleveland, beat up on Tennessee, beat up on New Orleans. 6 points. I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued by the New England Patriots. Let's say that. If you look at the measuring stick games for them, they got New York tonight. Probably a beatdown. They've got the Bengals next week. Sorry, Josh. Might be a beatdown. They got the Giants. Could be a beatdown. Then a bye week. You're setting yourself up so well. A week 14 bye week. That's a grind for the first 13 weeks of the season. But then to get that and then come back against Buffalo, Baltimore, good tests, assuming the Ravens are healthy. And then you got the Jets and the Dolphins to wrap it all up, who you can't underestimate those Miami Dolphins. They're setting themselves up for a pretty good record. playoff team for sure, I would think. They're 8-2 right now. So we'll talk all about that, the receiving core, the running backs. I know you have some questions about the running game in New England, and I'm going to have to ask about Hunter Henry.
Is he good?
When he signed with the Patriots, he said he wanted to play with like a top-end quarterback. Mac Jones, I think, was the quarterback.
Mac Jones.
He left Herbert for Mac Jones, and now he's got Drake May. So it has worked out. Text line is 1-833-401-1440. You can also reach us via the old email, Connor@sports1440.ca and Brandon at sports1440.ca, or on the YouTube chat. I had a ducked in there earlier. Frank, Triple Crown, had said, sounds yummy, talking about Wilhock beef jerky and all the things that they have. It does.
You're not wrong.
We'll maybe get Trent in studio tomorrow. MTR says there's a chance the Patriots win 13 games. 100%. I mean, after tonight, they should have 9, and then they should have 10 against the Bengals, and then 11 against New York Giants. Even if they lose 2 straight to Baltimore Buffalo, you got the Jets and the Dolphins to wrap it up.
Winning that game against the Bills, and I know we just joked about it, but like that's a divisional game.
It's huge.
It's really, really important when we shake this out. Like they absolutely control their own destiny now to win the division and guarantee themselves a playoff spot, right? And we're kind of pumping the Pats tires here, and we might continue to do so when we get Mike Dussault on to an extent. But like I'm not totally sold on them as a Super Bowl contender, but that's also tough to say because the league doesn't really have that dominant team this season. Here is where we're past the midway point. So who am I to say? They absolutely, if you get that top seed, to get yourself a bye, even if you're not a couple home games, it's tough to rule them out.
Yeah, and it's going to be fun to see. Like for the Bills, people will ask questions obviously because they went down to Miami, lost. I feel like for the teams that play in that cold weather, you go down to Miami and it's a tough one. But they get the Bucks this week, then the Texans. I'd say winnable games. Steelers, Bengals, winnable games. Patriots, like that could be a massive game at that point of the season. And then they'll wrap up their year with the Browns, winnable game. Eagles, which will be tough, but good for them. And then you've got the Jets as well. So this division, I don't think anyone saw it being this close.
Really divisional heavy back half of their schedule.
As it should be.
Yeah. And I mean,
well, I think the league went that way.
Yeah, you're right.
A couple years ago.
Because no matter what now, every team plays a divisional game in the last week of the season.
Yeah.
And a lot of the times it's even the last couple weeks, I think, depending on team to team. But I'm with you. I like it that way. Make the games matter a little more, even if it's a team that's out of it, like the Jets are probably going to be here.
Yeah.
That all of a sudden that still game has some jam to it because it is a divisional game, and these clubs they don't like each other.
How many times have we seen it and said it? Like these divisional games, you never really know. Sometimes teams play each other tight.
Spreads tonight is 13.5 points. That's a lot for a divisional game.
I'm just looking at week 17 here. Games that could matter. Chicago, Detroit.
Chicago has a very division heavy schedule in the second half here.
LA, Denver, Chargers. Like that could be a big game. Minnesota, Green Bay, looking like less and less. Pittsburgh, Baltimore could be huge. San Fran, Seattle. Maybe Seattle starts to run away with that one. That's pretty much it. Houston, Indy. Maybe if your boys make a run, you could have a good one there.
That could end up mattering, and it might depend how the first, because they have yet to play each other this year. I think they play next week or the week after. That could end up mattering because Houston's trying to get themselves back into it, and those that's two games against the team you're chasing. So.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's gonna be fun. That Sunday night game, always a beauty. Sunday night, week 18, like
the best.
They make it must watch. Levi says, Nate, Max points are exactly why McDavid needs to start playing like a douche. Like Nate, Mac, and Kucherov. Just rally at the points. Remember in the Four Nation face-off when McKinnon went 1-on-3?
1-on-3. That's McDavid hanging out over there on the dot.
Just ready for it. Never came. We'll take a break. When we come back, we are going to talk some New England Patriots as Mike Dussault will join us from Patriots.com. Preview this Thursday night game. Keep the text rolling in. 1-833-401-1440. It's Fantasy Frenzy brought to you by Wilhock Beef Jerky.
You know your neighbor, right? The one who watches your house when you're away, who keeps their yard looking nice, who says hello every day. That's us. GS Construction. Now, we probably don't live right beside you, but we do live in your community. And when it comes to water and wastewater infrastructure, moving along smoothly, we're the ones doing that work. GS Construction has been doing it since 1974, over 50 years. So you could say we are your neighbors who wear hard hats and work boots. To find out what your neighbors do, visit gsconstruction.ca.
I'm Colin Livingston, president of Cantor, proudly delivering world-class hydraulic torque wrenches in Canada since 2016. I'm thrilled to announce our in-house production of tool components and accessories for faster turnarounds and enhanced versatility. The future is here at Cantor.com.
Across the province, Albertans are taking their shot on Play Alberta. With casino winners every hour, jackpots worth millions, and revenue that stays in the province, there's never been a better time to sign up. Right now, our listeners can score a $50 free bet when they make a minimum $50 deposit with code Gregor50. That's code Gregor50 for a $50 free bet. Start playing with your game sense today to find out if you're Alberta's next winner.
Michelle and Colette are sisters. Sisters who don't agree on much, especially when it comes to which hockey team is the best.
Edmonton is the best, baby. Vancouver's number one.
Even when it comes to meat snacks from Wilhawks.
I love the Harris Wiener. The ham sausage rules.
But they will agree
Wilhawk beef jerky is the best.
it might just be the only thing Alberta hockey fans can agree on.
Others can try to imitate, but no one can duplicate Wilhawk beef jerky. Only available in Leduc. Get yours today, because you don't win friends with salad.
Bringing every project to life requires the right team. By joining the Japa Machinery Group service or sales teams, you can be part of setting a new industry standard. Celebrating a legacy of excellence with Japa. Learn more at japamachinery.com.
The Hockey Super League is proud to launch its 9th season, delivering independent, borderless hockey. This year, over 125 teams will compete across Alberta, Saskatchewan, and for the first time ever, Colorado, USA, with showcase style action, cross-province rivalries, and a strong commitment to player development. The HSL is the premier destination for families seeking balance and athletes chasing the next level. The Hockey Super League. Hockey without limits. For athletes born in 2013 to 2018, visit hockeysuperleague.com to learn more.
Getting in on the sports action you want is as easy as playing at sportselect.com. Simply make your picks online, generate your QR code, and lock in your bet at your local Lotto Spot retailer. Then sit back, watch the game, grip your chair, and high-five anyone nearby. Every bet is 100% legal with the chance of winning cash in hand. Sports Select. When you're ready to play, bet on the original. Must be 18 plus to play. Play responsibly.
I'm getting McDonald's. You want anything?
Oh, yeah. I'll get I've got to get 2 cheeseburgers, medium fries, and a medium fountain drink for $9.99. Hey, maybe I'll eat 1 cheeseburger right away and save one for later. Maybe I'll stack them and eat them both at once. Options. Oh, delicious, delicious options.
So 2 cheeseburgers, fries, and drink?
How'd you know?
You were thinking out loud again. Get yourself a 2 cheeseburger meal for just $9.99 plus tax for a limited time only at participating McDonald's restaurants.
Who should start? Who needs to hit the bench? Find out with Fantasy Frenzy with Halley and Douglas. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by Wilhawk Beef Jerky, home of Alberta's best beef jerky.
It's 11:19. Welcome back to Fantasy Frenzy here on Sports 1440, brought to you by Wilhawk Beef Jerky, home of Alberta's best beef jerky. Online at wilhawkbeefjerky.com. Go pay him a visit. Only available in Leduc. Connor Halley, Brandon Douglas with you here. We got Sam and Josh keeping us on track as well. The text line, 1-833-401-1440 if you'd like to get in on the conversation. Right now, we're going to preview Thursday night football for elksnation.ca, 2 weekly podcasts with Declan Kruger and Eddie Steele breaking down the green and gold. It will continue all offseason long with players and alumni. And check out the articles at elksnation.ca. We're going to head down to New England right now and take a look at the Patriots with Mike Dussault from Patriots.com. Mike, good afternoon. How are you doing?
Hey, guys. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, I really appreciate you doing this today on a game day. Before we get into, the nuts and bolts of real football talk, I got to ask you, what are the thoughts on the Nike rivalry uniforms the Patriots going to be wearing tonight?
Well, as a member of the organization who actually had a little bit of a hand in putting them all together, I guess I got to say positive things, but I'm really happy with how they came out. I know the team really took input from a lot of different sectors of the organization, and the response has been really positive. So I'm excited to see them out there on the field tonight, see how it all comes together, finally.
Yeah, it's a clean look. I can imagine they'll be flying off the shelves there before the game. Now, let's talk a little bit about that quarterback down in Foxborough, Drake May. I didn't think it would come together this quick, to be totally honest with you. But this season, over 2,500 passing yards, got 19 touchdowns, just 5 interceptions. Were you expecting this out of Drake this season?
No, I didn't expect it either. I mean, really, it was coming into year 2 with Josh McDaniels back as offensive coordinator. You didn't know quite what to expect, but I go back to the spring when we went to OTAs, just non-padded practices, learning sessions. But he already looked like calm and understanding what they were trying to do, and that was really promising. But even into training camp during the summer, I don't think we saw quite this level of play. He's been on an absolute heater. His downfield accuracy, just his calm and cool, collected presence in the pocket has really improved. And obviously the Patriots on a 7-game win streak right now, so it's going pretty good.
Yeah, and you look at the receivers on this roster, and he's done a really good job of spreading the ball around. As of late, is it still Stephon Diggs, the guy that he's looking to the most, or is there anyone else that's kind of emerging as a target for him?
Yeah, there's been some new guys kind of emerging over recent weeks. I think Stephon Diggs is still the guy you're going to look to in those got-to-have-it moments. Look back last week at that 4th down play in the end zone, got to have it put up to Stephon Diggs. What a catch there. But you look at Mac Hollins coming on the last few weeks. He had a 100-yard game last week, coming through some key catches, also a big bomb down the field, which we're seeing a lot of out of Drake. And then as well as Pop Douglas, who had a breakout game 2 weeks ago. So he really is spreading it around. It's been impressive to see these secondary targets step up. And, even Travion Henderson in the backfield, there's been some injuries back there with Ramondre Stevenson. He's stepping up as well. So it's a really good sign for this Patriots team to get contributions from so many different places.
Teeing up Thursday Night Football with Mike Dussault from Patriots.com down in New England here on Fantasy Frenzy. So, Mike, sticking in the receiver group for a moment, and like Stephon Diggs, I think his veteran presence has been a real big boost for this club as they're kind of taking that step this season back to a contender playoff team status. But come playoff time, and running the assumption this is a playoff team at this point, like, do you think that the receiver group and pass catching group has enough kind of star power or big game potential or big play potential to win playoff games and make a bit of a deeper run? Because it's a lot to put on the shoulders of a quarterback just in his second year for him to be your bona fide best player on offense.
Yeah, it's a great question, and it's one we've talked about a long time in these parts, trying to get the proverbial number one. And the organization has made attempts, just haven't been able to work out with guys, executing trades for Brandon Ayuk or even signing Calvin Ridley. They've made swings at those kind of guys. So I think Mike Vrabel's taken steps here as we're getting into the winter months of giving the veterans a little bit of extra rest here and there. But, Stephon Diggs certainly key element on 3rd down, but is he quite the same dynamic player that he once was? I'm not quite so sure. He certainly has looked really great coming off that ACL, but I'd point maybe to, Kayshon Boutte's been out. He missed last week, but he's been a real deep threat for them. But last week you saw Kyle Williams step up, that rookie, with one big explosive catch. So, maybe they don't have the, the name brand talent that you would think of with the, the Jamar Chases of the world and those kind of guys. But right now, with the way Drake May's playing and spreading the ball around, that's the great, that kind of evens things out. He's spreading it around. He's attacking all levels of the field. So we'll see how those concerns come up. I'd actually be a little bit more concerned with the run game right now with all the injuries that they've had, putting too much on the passing game.
And let's jump over to that running back room. Obviously, the high profile draft pick of Trayvon Henderson, and a bit of a slow start. They really eased him in. They remained pretty happy with rolling back Ramondre Stevenson as their lead back, but injuries kept him out. And as a result, Henderson's kind of broken out with getting some more opportunity. Henderson's not going to play again tonight, but moving forward with his return to the lineup, do you see that shift happening a little bit of maybe Henderson taking over RB1 duties?
Not really. I think once Ramondre Stevenson comes back, he's going to be the early down guy. His skill in pass protection is also one of the really underrated parts of his game. And, as a rookie, as you mentioned, not uncommon for those kind of running backs to take a little bit longer in Josh McDaniel's system to, understand pass protection concepts can be something that takes a little bit of time. I think in a perfect world, you've got those guys and you can play either one of them on either downs and really lean into those two backs. But it was great to see Henderson. You saw the explosiveness in that game last week. That was something we saw during the summer. Been waiting for that to kind of pop up. But I think if you could get Ramondre Stevenson back to handle some of that load, Henderson's not the biggest guy. I don't want to lean too much in him. Asking him a lot of early down carries in the middle of the line, that might be a bad recipe. But if they can get Stevenson back soon, I think that those two guys will be enough and can do some really good damage.
Mike Dussault of Patriots.com joining us here on Fantasy Frenzy. The text line 1-833-401-1440 if you've got any questions for Mike. I just want to ask you about the coaching situation because Gerard Mayo obviously didn't go great for him. He was such a great Patriot for a long time, but as a head coach didn't quite work out. They make the change to another Patriots legend in Mike Vrabel. And I mean, I don't think anyone is really surprised by this. We saw what he did with the Tennessee Titans, but what have you seen change in the last 8 months since Vrabel's been in the building?
I think what you're seeing from Mike Vrabel is just the classic example of a coach who had a first go around and learned what they might like to do differently the second time around. But certainly Mike Vrabel knows what he was doing. He came in here with a plan and he executed that plan. The things that he was saying in his introductory press conference are really starting to play out here in the season. And, that's one thing that I think is a little bit maybe underrated with this team. And, maybe not once it gets the Coach of the Year honors, because I think Mike Vrabel should be in the running for that. The way this team has come together, the vibes are great, as the kids like to say. You just get a really good sense with this team right now, and I think that's a big part of this win streak. You don't really see this as a team who's up and down and bad play, and they go into a hole. They really seem resilient. They play very hard, especially on the defensive side of the ball. The effort and finish, as Vrabel has said many times, is clearly apparent with this team. So it was a perfect fit to bring Mike Vrabel back. It's too bad how it worked out last year, but I think right now Patriots are in a really good position. Everybody knows Mike Vrabel. He had a lot of pre-existing goodwill around here from the fan base, and it's only gone up since he was hired as the head coach.
Now, no easy position in the NFL, but Will Campbell comes in as a rookie playing left tackle. Obviously, some high praise coming out of LSU as an early pick. And, full confession, I'm a Chargers fan. So I heard the knocks for Rashawn Slater back today. Oh, his arms are too small. Will Campbell had some of those knocks as well, but he's been outstanding. What has surprised you in Will Campbell's game?
I think just the snarly attitude. And you kind of had a feeling that he might bring that when you saw some of his LSU highlights. But right out of the gate, you can see he brings an edge to this tackle group and really the whole offensive line. Very mature for his age, very measured when he talks to the media. Seems like he's been doing this for a while. He's a pro through and through. But for a position group that has had so much instability, really going back to when the Patriots last won a Super Bowl in 2018, the presence of him as well as Jared Wilson at left guard, the two rookies who have come in and really helped stabilize that group. And I'd point to Morgan Moses, too, the right tackle, who has been a huge leader. When I talk about the good vibes in the locker room, Morgan Moses is the guy sitting around talking to guys on the defensive side of the ball, kind of bringing everybody together. So I think it's gone from a place that last year you were so concerned about the offensive line to now it's really becoming a strength of yours both on and off the field.
Mike Dussault, our guest here on Fantasy Frenzy with Connor Halley, Brandon Douglas on Sports 1440. Last one for you, Mike, and I'm going to jump over to the defensive side of the ball. And this is a group that I think has surprised some people this year. I mean, we can't, coming into the year, we knew Christian Gonzalez is one of the very best at his position, one of the best across the league. But elsewhere across the group, I mean, the big contract to Milton Williams, what else has surprised you about this defensive group here through 10 weeks that has allowed them to have the success that they have?
Well, I point first to Milton Williams, who's just been, sometimes you sign those big free agent deals coming off of Philly where he was a rotational piece and you didn't know if he's going to be able to be the guy. And so far, he's been the guy. When I said effort and finish, Milton Williams leading the way, leading the charge, late and down. It doesn't matter. He is sprinting to the ball. But they've made some really great signings in free agency. I think that's where it really starts with, Caleb on Chason having a great year. Coming off the right edge, he's been really active. You see that game last week. He played a huge part in helping to close out that win for the Patriots. Robert Spillane in the middle, old Raider there, a couple of years, had 150 tackles a year back there. He slipped right into that spot for the Patriots and is named a captain. And then an underrated guy up front, Kyrus Tonga, who you didn't really think much of when you signed, this big guy, but Mike Vrabel really highlighted him this week, saying, he's playing a little fullback now. He's playing on the field goal protection team, and he's obviously doing it on defense. And, his speed and get off for a big man is really great. So combine all those guys, Harold Landry, too, another captain, and that's been the big turnaround. Mike Vrabel's completely changed this defense. Last year, you kind of saw the same defense you saw with Belichick. This year, it's Mike Vrabel and Terrell Williams' defense. And it's really, they've been, outstanding versus the run. And that's what's going to be really interesting tonight. Breece Hall, Jets are going to want to run the ball with him. Patriots run defense has been really great.
Now, quickly, how long have you been with the organization, Mike?
I've been with the Patriots since 2019, and I go back. I was actually I've been writing about the team though since 2008, covering them in various blogs and stuff. So yeah, I have quite a history with the organization.
So my question for you: Rob Gronkowski officially retires as a Patriot. I guess he wouldn't have been officially with the team with him, but do you have a favorite Gronk story?
Oh man, well, there's so many. The Yo Soy Fiesta in the post game was a great line. Him falling asleep on his visit to the Patriots when he was getting ready to get drafted. I will say, I was totally super Patriots fanboy blogger back in 2010, and Patriots coming off a loss in 2009 to the Ravens. You felt like the team was at a crossroads. They draft Rob Gronkowski. He comes on stage. He's got a helmet on. He's hyping up the crowd. And I remember thinking, man, this is exactly what this organization needs. And he went on to, be one of the greatest tight ends of all time, if not the greatest. And more than that, he's still just Gronk. It was great having him back in the building yesterday. The energy he has, the joy he has, it's always contagious. So I'm excited to see him out there tonight at halftime. He'll ring the bell before the game, and then I'll do a little thing for him at halftime.
Oh, it's going to be a party. Well, Mike, thanks so much for doing this today. Really appreciate it, and enjoy the game tonight.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
There you go. Mike Dussault from Patriots.com. I heard you guys talking about the greatest tight ends of all time.
Mm-hmm.
I think you might. Who was brought up?
The names that we kind of threw in is
I heard Sharp,
Gates, Gonzalez, Gronk, and then we're kind of debating some more active guys and maybe where they might fall when it's said and done. Kelsey, even a guy like Kittle, maybe potentially down the line. So those were the ones that jumped out to the top of the table.
Kittle's a good one because the tenacity he blocks with.
Oh, and we're kind of looking at it, right? Like both sides of the ball. Like Travis Kelsey is without a doubt the best pass catching tight end, I think, or certainly in that discussion. But he and especially here in the later years of his career, he's given up so much on the blocking side of the game. You're still a tight end. That should be a big part of what you do. You're not a wide receiver. So as a result, for me, sat Kelsey a little bit lower compared to maybe some of those other guys that I named.
Tony Gonzalez.
Yep.
Animal. Kellen Winslow going back in the day was really good. There's some really good ones. I remember times where guys like Jimmy Graham, I'm a receiver. I want to get paid like a receiver. Sad news today also. Larry Brooks, a longtime beat reporter for the New York Rangers, passing away. He was always I feel like outside of New York, he got a lot of notoriety from his exchanges.
The headbutting with
Tortorella.
Right?
Yeah, Brooksy. But he was the woman who was and I think we might have been beneficial because Struddy and he had a relationship. So he would join us on the Gregor Show quite a bit in his time. Loved having him on. So condolences to his family.
Yeah, and some really good stories and words about Larry Brooks with both Speck, who's obviously known him a very long time, and Frank Saravalli, who's known a long time, both kind of sharing some thoughts of his time in the game, and which goes back, almost 40 years. So if you missed either of those discussions on the Kerry Show this morning, I'd really recommend going back. And they were both to start off the interview with each of those respective guests kind of talking about it. So it's a sad day because he's been ingrained in the game of hockey for like I said, almost 40 years.
And if you're not firing up the coach every once in a while,
what are you doing?
As a journalist, what are you doing?
Exactly.
You got to ask those hard questions. And unless you're covering the Patriots during their dynasty run, there were some down times with every team. So yeah, RIP, one of the best ones out there. We'll take a break. When we come back, more text 1-833-401-1440. It is Fantasy Frenzy here on Sports 1440, streaming on our YouTube Sports 1440 AM, Facebook, X, and Instagram. Brought to you by Wilhauk Beef Jerky.
Planning your next event? Let Loca Quality Market cater. From made-to-order meals to gourmet platters to full chef tasting experiences, they make entertaining effortless. Visit loca.ca to start planning today.
I'm Colin Livingston, president of Cantork. Since 2016, we've been at the forefront of hydraulic torque wrenches in Canada. I'm delighted to share our latest venture, in-house production for quicker turnaround, superior quality, and heightened versatility. Experience excellence at Cantork.com.
Action Electrical's projects team takes the field, folks, ready to execute the entire play for new commercial builds.
Absolutely. They're masters of design build, sketching strategy from initial blueprints to core electrical infrastructure. The team never misses on complex projects.
Known for handling big league constructions and major renovations, ensuring flawless execution, hire the Action Electrical team to bring home a win for your project. Visit actionelectrical.net.
At Papa John's, our butter chicken pizza is a Canadian favorite, and we think we know why. We start with a velvety, tangy, and subtly sweet sauce. Then it's our better ingredients: fresh, never frozen original dough, juicy grilled chicken, and crunchy green peppers and onions. Sounds delicious, right? Well, wait till you try it. It's butter chicken made better. Order your large butter chicken pizza today for only $19.99. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's. Proudly locally owned and operated.
Hi, Mike here from Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. Snow, colder weather, shorter days. November is officially here. But it doesn't all have to be bad news. If you're thinking about a new or used vehicle, now is the time. Massive savings, 0% financing, and don't forget tires at cost. Yes, that's right. We sell winter tires at cost. There's lots to celebrate in November. And as always, we'd like to thank all of those who have fought and served for our country. Stop in and see us today, 13215 97th Street, or visit us online at northgategm.com.
You're in Northgate country. Michelle and Colette are sisters. Sisters who don't agree on much, especially when it comes to which hockey team is the best.
Edmonton is the best, baby. Vancouver's number one.
Even when it comes to meat snacks from Wilhawks.
I love the Herrischweiner. The ham sausage rules.
But they will agree
Wilhock beef jerky is the best.
it might just be the only thing Alberta hockey fans can agree on.
Others can try to imitate, but no one can duplicate Wilhock beef jerky. Only available in Leduc. Get yours today, because you don't win friends with salad.
Bring in the new year with a Canadian country legend. December 31st, in concert at the Silent Ice Center in Nisku. Brett Kissel, she drives me crazy. Multiple CCMA and Juno Award winner, platinum-selling recording artist, and top 10 hitmaker. Celebrate the new year in Alberta, country style. Bring your friends, your cowboy boots, and your party spirit for a night full of hits, celebration, and unforgettable memories. The countdown to 2026 starts with Brett Kissel live on stage. Get your tickets now at silenticecenter.com/events.
Don't look now, but I think we're being followed.
Oh, that's just my Fountain Tire sidecar.
Well, they're driving pretty close.
Because they're attached.
Save up to 15% on select tires until December 13th.
Cool.
Plus, get up to $125 off a set of 4 Goodyear tires.
Anything else?
Get $50 off a $150 service when you buy those tires.
Well, that's handy.
Yep.
And weird.
Well, I love my Fountain Tire sidecar.
Book your appointment online today. Restrictions apply. Fountain Tire. We're on this road together, Canada.
Hot coffee, hotter takes, and the sports stories that matter. Check out Kevin Carriers weekday mornings from 7 to 11 on Edmonton's Sports Leader, Sports 1440. Be part of the conversation. 833-401-1440.
I'm Rick Showers from No Bull RV, and I know a lot about how RVs work. I post videos on Facebook every week showing the weak points and how failures can occur. But even I don't winterize my own RV.
What are you saying, Rick? You don't think you could do it?
Oh, sure, Bob, I could do it, but I couldn't do it at a professional level. When you expect your RV to survive the harsh northern Alberta winter, this is no place for hobbyists. And I don't service used RVs all day, every day. Instead, I hired people smarter than me to do that sort of work. That's the team that winterizes my trailer, the same team that'll winterize yours.
Your RV service team works 12 months of the year repairing and maintaining used RVs.
That's right, Bob. If you want your RV working right in the spring, the real work happens now, in the fall. Our winterization packages start at just $99, and that includes a full report in writing. No surprises, just the great outdoors waiting for you when the last of the snow melts.
And that's no bull.
NobleRV.ca.
Every morning, you look in the mirror and see less of yourself. Hair loss can feel like losing a part of who you are.
But it doesn't have to be that way. Hi, I'm Dr. Vance Elliott. At Advanced Hair and Skin Surgery, we understand the pain of hair loss. Our advanced hair restoration solutions won't just bring back your hair, they'll help you face the mirror with confidence.
Good morning, you sexy beast.
Visit drvanceelliott.com today because it's time to be the man you remember.
Hand delivering a hamper to a family in need fills everyone's hearts with joy. Be part of the Holiday Hamper program. Adopt a local family and see the difference your groceries and gifts make firsthand. Sign up today at holidayhamper.ca.
Every coach needs a game plan. Plan your fantasy frenzy with Halley and Douglas right here on Edmonton's Sports 1440.
Presented by Wilhauk Beef Jerky, home of Alberta's best beef jerky.
$11:40. Welcome back to Fantasy Frenzy here on Sports 1440. Connor Halley, Brandon Douglas, Josh Fenwick, and Sam Willis with you here on the west side of Edmonton, hanging out, talking sports, taking your text to 1-833-401-1440. Of course, the show brought to you by Wilhauk Beef Jerky, home of Alberta's best beef jerky, online at willhawkbeefjerky.com. Today, following us here on the program, it will be the Lowdown with Low Tide. It's Alan Mitchell, Declan Kruger, Josh and Sam will be there as well. What were the Diggers' names on recess? Sam and Dave. Too bad it wasn't Sam
Wow,
and
great
Josh.
callback.
Well, if their names were Sam and Josh.
I forgot
Sam
those
and
characters
Dave.
even existed. And I love that show.
Digger Dave. Anywho, up next, Lowdown with Low Tide, Thursday. That's bagged milk. Gene Short's bagged milk. I think he's on a road trip right now. Of course, they'll talk Oilers. Big win last night. Back in action tomorrow, taking on Columbus Blue Jackets. Then on the Gregor Show from 2 till 6, Landon Ferraro, our pre- and post-game analyst, will join us. Former NHLer and Olympian. We've got David Owens dropping by the studio from Sherbrooke Liquor for another edition of Thirsty Thursday, 3 o'clock. Open segment. Might have TR. At 3:20, Aaron Porchline will be by. Covers the Columbus Blue Jackets better than anyone else. At 3:40, Tyler Uremchuk of Oilers Nation and Daily Faceoff. And then at 4 o'clock, it is Mark Spector of Rogers Sportsnet. At 4:30, pregame coverage with Andrew Walker and Jason Greger and myself. And then Landon Ferraro swings by. And then at 5:30, back to the Greger Show.
Double Landon Ferraro.
Double Landon. Very busy man. Well, Cam Tate's 2-minute warning, 5 questions, and more. And last night, the game got going at like 5:47 or something. Nice 5:30 start.
Right on schedule.
Had Bill Daly on the Greger Show. And the texts are coming in. You got to ask him about start times. And so, of course, Greger did. Because when Greger asked the commissioner, he like shut him down. He's like, nope, that's when they start. Bill Daly was much more open to it. He's like, that's something we should be looking into. So if it were to change.
Every other sport can do it. Why can't you?
The thing, like, it's a minor thing, like in the grand scheme of things, 10 minutes, whatever. But it's even less of a thing to just change it on the website or do everything 15 minutes early. Like, they have it down to a science. Like, in the room, they'll say 7:36 start time.
Mm-hmm.
Just bump everything up 6 minutes.
They know.
Yeah.
They know it's going to start late. They just don't want to tell us that.
Exactly.
Or they don't want to admit to that.
Why don't they?
I don't know.
What's the big deal?
What's the big idea?
What are they hiding? Anyways, once that game wraps up, Walker, Paulson, and Ferraro back with post-game coverage as well. Hopefully, it's a happy post-game. Brian Fan had texted in, tight end, Mike Ditka. That's a good one. And then also Tiger Cat, Tony Gabriel. That's like a position that's kind of moved out of the CFL, the tight end.
It's not even a position.
You just work the slot,
yeah,
and you're good. But Gabriel, yeah, 2-time Grey Cup champion, 4-time most outstanding Canadian. He was the outstanding player in 1978, an 8-time All-Star and Hall of Famer at 6'4", 210, wearing number 77.
Nice.
I love when receivers in the CFL were numbered like in the 70s. This is like a nice throwback. One time, the Eskimos at the time signed former Vikings receiver Kelly Campbell. I don't know if you remember him.
I can't say I do.
Played on the Randy Moss Vikings. Hey, that's me on your laptop.
It's coming out here.
Anyways, yeah, and he wore number 71. It was cool. You know what? Yesterday we were hanging out. Basketball game was on. And Sam is a Knicks fan. And they were losing to the Magic. And I said, oh, your boys are going to lose to the Magic. And Sam's like, nope, they're going to win 130, 125. And I thought, wow, hell of a prediction. Like, what if it comes true? Sam, did you watch the rest of that game?
I didn't watch all of it.
But
I
you
did
saw what
say
happened?
my prediction for the Magic was pretty close.
Well, You said they were going to lose to the Knicks, and they did not lose to the Knicks.
I got the scoreline almost right, though.
Under-
123, I believe the scoreline was for the Magic.
Yeah, it was 124-107. You said 130-125.
Yeah.
Declan immediately said, the way this game's going, that seems pretty high. And what was your prediction for Brunson's point?
Brunson's point was going to be, I think it was like 30.
I thought it was 50.
No,
Didn't he
we
leave
were
with an
we were
injury?
talking about Paulo Banchero possibly scoring 50, but that was his game high. I said Jalen Brunson would have gotten 30. I think it was 7 and 5.
Paulo had 4 points. I said, why stop there? Like, let's say Paulo gets 100 points and rolls. But Magic got the win in that one. That's like nice throwing on the NBA in the studio here. Text line 1-833-401-1440. IMAX says F1 is crazy on time. Has to be, though, for fuel load. That makes sense. The Egg Moose says, technically, that's when the broadcast starts. Yeah, but that's not what it should be. The start time should be the start time.
Usually the broadcast actually starts a half hour before that.
Yeah.
Unless it's a back-to-back game on the network. Because they'll do like a lot of the pregame show and stuff in the studio, right? Which, guess what? Every other sport does too. When the NFL says it's kicking off at 11:15,
that's when it starts.
That's when the game starts. Or 6:15, excuse me. It started at 11 on Sundays. But 6:15, you can start watching at 6, like that half-hour block of the programming. Usually it's actually a full half hour before that too, but the point remains.
It could be done. The rig says, wasn't Tony Gabriel a Rough Rider from Ottawa? Yes, he was. He played for both teams. Are they just trying to milk eyes to commercials before puck drop? Is that what it comes down to? Money?
Do you think those are the most expensive slots?
I mean, it could be.
Between scheduled start time and actual puck drop?
It could be, but why doesn't the NFL do it? Or Major League Baseball?
If there's anybody that knows how to make money, it's the NFL.
Yeah. So like Dallas, that's a good point. It could be that, but I just don't see why the NHL has to differentiate themselves from everyone else and do that. Shout out Jean Shorts. Kyle got done dirty. No shade to Gagnon. I don't know what that's about.
Neither do I.
But reading it anyways. What way did you go in this Thursday night game tonight?
Like for my picks with Kevin?
Yeah.
Yeah, I took the Pats.
To cover the spread?
I did.
14 points, eh?
13.5, yeah. I'll lay it out for you, my reasoning. So the Jets actually looked sort of competent last week.
They've won 2 straight.
They have won 2
They're
straight.
heating up.
Pats have won 7 straight.
Yeah, that's true. They might be due to lose, though.
The Jets, after trading away their 2 best defensive players, you have to think there's a little bit of a rallying point for the team, the guys in the room, right? Saying like, everyone thinks we suck. We traded away our 2 best guys. Let's really bear down. Does that last? I say no when you're a team like the Jets. You stink. Your team's terrible. Justin Fields, his passing over line for tonight's game, I think, is like 120 yards. Almost makes a guy want to touch it because that is so low, especially for a team as good against the run as the Pats have been. So I don't know. I just think the Patriots are a good team. The Jets are a terrible team. I know it's a lot of points, but I'd feel silly taking the Jets to cover and the Patriots win by like 3 touchdowns. So
it is funny going to look at Justin Fields' passing stats.
It's like 245, 60.
Because, like he can pop off with big plays, so like Breece Hall or something on a screen. I think that was the one last week. Like if it wasn't for the Breece Hall run, he would have had 12 yards. He finished with 54. The week before, though, against Cincinnati, 244. Good thing Josh left. Before that, against Carolina, 46 yards, 45 yards. He's thrown for 27 yards in the game. Sometimes they go away from the passing game. You just run the football and say, yeah, you're not doing that. So I might be intrigued with that one for that number, go under, and then maybe like take the over on his rushing yards or something and hope he busts one.
And this text from DS says, don't underestimate the Jets' hatred of the Patriots. Yeah, but that goes both ways. And with Vrabel as the coach now, like, did he ever lose to the Jets when he was a Patriot?
Yeah.
But my point being, it wasn't very often.
I wanted because the the Jets in the Patriots run of
success,
terror, whatever you want to, depends how you look at it. 2 years with Rex Ryan, I think they gave them a good test.
Well, was that when they actually made the playoffs, like with Sanchez?
Yeah. And beat them. They beat them in the playoffs when Tomlinson went there.
Yeah.
But after that, like, there was nothing. So I would like to, like, Vrabel's probably got a crazy record against them.
Like, I would be interested in this, and maybe someone has this on hand. Like, in the stretch of the Patriots dynasty, and maybe you break it up into a couple different segments, like stretches of years. What was their record against their division? Because
it was cupcakes.
It was the Bills, Jets, and Dolphins were all terrible. Like, it was just 6 free wins almost for them. And I get divisional games are tough. I'm sure on occasion one of those teams would take one off them, but it was not very frequently.
They won 11 of 12 from 03 to 08
against the
Jets. They lost 2-1, lost 1, lost, then won 5 straight, lost 1, 3 straight, lost 1. Oh my gosh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Oh my God.
12, 13 straight.
My God.
They won 13 straight going into 2022. Then 14, 15. They won 15 in a row.
All right. I feel even better about this now. Like,
then they lost 2, and then they won their last one earlier this season.
Yeah. Okay. I'm feeling more and more good about this. Like, that they own that division.
Yes.
Even in the last couple of years when the Patriots have been bad, and I'm just trying to run off my dome here, like, they've still given like the Bills some tough games. Did they not beat them in that one game? It was like 6-5 in the snowstorm. And it was like Belichick's last masterclass.
6-5. I'm not.
No, it probably wouldn't have been that, but it was very low scoring. It was a blizzard, I think, at Orchard Park. And it was the Patriots somehow squeaked.
The Patriots have won the last 2
against the Bills.
Lost the 2 prior than that. The Bills' longest roller streak was from 01 to 03. They won 4 in a row. But the Bills lost a ton to the Patriots in their run, obviously. It's similar. It's unbelievable. You talk for a minute. I'm just going to count how many there were here.
Okay. So, and we got a couple texts earlier. This is just to deviate for a moment while you do some math, like about Hunter Henry. And I thought that was something you were going to ask Mike about, but like, Hunter Henry is Mr. Reliable, and especially if the Patriots are going to be without Booty again tonight, I think he's a very viable option for your fantasy team if you got a tight end on bye or even not. Like, I like Henry as a play. Anyway, you got a number?
Like 26-3. Like, my math, like, I'm going through here, my computer's lagging, but from 03 to, let's just say 2019, like, they 3 times.
Wow.
It was crazy. And then the Dolphins, respectfully, like, I was always very quick to say whenever, like, the Patriots, look at their record. They have 6 wins every year.
3 wins.
Like, the Dolphins weren't good either. No. They had to worry about maybe Chad Pennington, and then the one
Tannehill was good for a bit.
I don't think he was good ever in Miami.
He was really good in Tennessee, though.
Caught Bill off guard one game when they went Wildcat. And like, the Patriots just could not stop it. What a trend that was for a while. But man, the Patriots absolutely, they wrecked that division for a long time. Demoralizing. And then like, the other teams just couldn't draft. Bills drafted EJ Manuel, hoping to be the guy. JP Lossman. The Jets would have drafted Sanchez, who did okay.
He won a playoff game.
Yeah, but not good enough, obviously, to beat not to beat the greatest of all time. The Dolphins, they tried. Tannehill wasn't the guy there. What a run. Nostalgia for the Patriots.
I'll be honest,
listening.
Kind of looks like it might be on the precipice of another one, because neither the Jets and Dolphins seem to be on any sort of trajectory out of their current abysmal state. The Bills are good, but as we talked about to lead the show, I don't think they're looking at the same level as they have as a contender in the past few seasons. They're clearly a flawed team, defensively especially. So Patriots, they're on track to win the division again.
And my prediction here is the Patriots. They've had a very easy schedule. It's benefited them. Next year, I think there's a drop off.
They'll have a first place schedule next year, most likely.
Yeah, and if not, second place.
Yeah,
it'll be a tougher one. So, but you'll have another year under Vrabel. Drake May in year 3. So
probably with some playoff experience.
Yeah. Be interesting to see. I hope they would have suffered for a little bit longer, but
yeah, the long-suffering fan base of the New England Patriots.
They've turned it around. All right, that music means we're done for another 23 hours. Up next is the Lowdown with Low Tide, followed by the Jason Greger Show with pre- and post-game coverage mixed in there as well. So make sure you keep it locked here on Sports 1440. For Brandon, Sam, and Josh, I'm Connor Halley. We'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Right now, though, let's get to a Sports 1440 update with Sam, brought to you by Wilhauk Beef Jerky, home of Alberta's best beef jerky, online at wilhaukbeefjerky.com. Only available in Leduc.
This is a Sports 1440 update.
Oilers continue their road trip as they head to Columbus to take on the Blue Jackets. Puck drop at 5:30 with pregame coverage getting underway at 4:30. 9 other games in the NHL with the Jets facing off against the Kraken. Flames hosting the Sharks. Leafs and Kings take the ice in Toronto. The Bruins head to Ottawa, and the Stars and Canadiens squaring off. Off the ice, Senators Shane Pinto has signed a 4-year, $30 million extension with an AAV of $7.5 million. And sad news is longtime New York hockey writer Larry Brooks has passed away at the age of 75. Week 11 getting underway in the NFL as the Patriots and Jets take the field. Kickoff at 6:15. Raptors on the road today as they head to Cleveland to square off with the Cavs, and only 2 other games in the association with the Suns and Pacers going head-to-head, and the Hawks go head-to-head with the Jazz. Coming up at the top of the hour, it's the Lowdown with Low Tide here on Sports 1440. And this has been your Sports 1440 update with Sam Wilness.
This is Sports 1440.